I'm just over broke. I'm just over broke.
Okay, I think we have it this time.
I'm just over broke.
And let's see if we really are in the house this time. Okay, family. I think we got it. I really think we have it. Makes sense to me. Let's see here. How are we going to start this one off? Let's do it like this, because you know this is how we normally do it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. And this is called fair use. It's allowed for the purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, parody, and you know we don't make fun of anyone, so this does not infringe on the copyright under 17 USC 107. That's the section that it is. And let's just say, family, we need to always keep our heads down and our hands up. Men ought always to pray. We need to remember, we need to stay inside of these scriptures right here, stay inside of this word. Everything is everything. This is where we need to be totally all the time. And I'll tell you what, you know, as we you know, continue to move through and we try to do what we need to do, there's always something that's going to try to throw us back and knock us off guard. Okay, so we're still packing. Yesterday we tore the bedrooms apart and we got all the dressers emptied, the chests emptied, packed up a couple of duffel bags with you know, the underblunder and things like that. We got a few totes with you know, completely separated out. You know, one tote is just all pants, jeans and dungarees, and another tote is just all sweaters, another tote is just all t-shirts, you know, things like that, so that nothing is jumbled, everything is where it's going to be. And you know, we're trying to organize a little bit as we, you know, continue to hurry up and get up out of here and move. Again, we've purchased property. We're trying to put ourselves in a position to get on the property and stop paying rent. You know, the whole idea is to live a shalom lifestyle as much as we possibly can, get out of the pocket of the land masters, stop giving away all of our hard-earned shekels to them, and try to live, you know, at peace as best we can in our own joints. Now, you know, the thing of it is that there's a lot that's going on, and we are fastly approaching this mandatory jab, or if they don't make it mandatory to receive the jab, it'll be mandatory in a way that if you haven't had it, you won't be able to buy, sell, la 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 la. Okay, and so a lot of places are moving toward that right now, and so we're trying to position ourselves, and we all should be trying to position ourselves to not get caught off guard by that, because a lot of people will. And so we have a group of individuals that are positioning themselves to be able to provide a service for each of us as we move into this. Because if there's a situation where, let's just say there's a power outage and you can't, because you haven't received, you know, the jab, you can't go get groceries, you can't go get food, you can't go get gas, you can't go get and so there's a group of individuals which I'm partnering with myself as well as my brother, that so that you know, we can be in this, and when it does occur, we're able to provide a service as well as receive services, should that be the case. So we have some ideas about some things that we want to do with things that we have acquired in a way that we might be able to help and be a help. And so I wanted to talk about that and show you some things about that as we moved further into our situation here today. I was actually out looking at something, and as you can see, we say our topic is be careful when you search, right? Okay, so be careful when you search. I'm actually reading off the laptop over here. Today I was here. This is a search engine that I use quite often, Start Page. And as you can see, it says the CDC's adverse reaction site is what I was looking for. Okay. Now, when I'm over here, and I say CDC adverse reaction site is what I'm searching for, I search for it, and this is what I get. Now, family, tell me something. When does a search engine screen your searches is the best way that I can say that, because look at this. It says, just checking. We apologize for the inconvenience. To prevent possible abuse of the startpage.com service, your internet connection has been prevented from accessing it at this time. This happens when a large number of search requests are received from one's internet connections in a short amount of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I just typed in CDC's adverse reaction site. Only one time. I typed it in one time. I didn't type it in multiple times. One time, and this is what I got. So that's a lie right off the top. This happens when search requests are received from one's internet connection when a large number. I typed it in one time. One time is not a large number. One time is just one time. So by you telling me that you're stopping my search because you receive a large number of requests from my... So listen. For example, if you're using screen scraping software, or if you're sharing a connection with many people, I'm the only one here. There's nobody here but me. There's nobody ever in this house but me. Okay? Perhaps through a proxy service. Okay, so then they say, well, perhaps through a proxy service. Otherwise, if you receive this message in error, please help us in investigation by providing the following information. Are you using Tor or other anonymous proxies? No, I'm not on Tor. I have Tor, but I'm not on Tor right now. I'm on Firefox right now. Do you have special browser configurations or extensions? No, I don't. Are you using a VPN? I have a VPN, but I'm not using it now. No, I am not. Are you using a company network? Absolutely not. I'm at home, yo. Okay, right? And so I said, you know what? Let me just double check something. So I took that CDC site and went into DuckDuckGo, and there it is right there. CDC Adverse Reaction Database. Pop right up. Okay? Pop right up, right? We're looking for the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System. VAERS is what it was. Okay? Is what we were looking for. Now, I had been... Take a drink of coffee here. And I drink decaffeinated as much as I possibly can. You know, family, because caffeine is really just not good for me. And so what I was looking for here was our brother did a video using this and showing how we can look up and identify all the adverse reactions. And this was precipitated this morning by a message that came into my cell phone with a person standing sideways showing that they had a Band-Aid on their arm saying, the vaccine is safe. And I said, okay, let's see just how safe it is, right? So while we're looking at that, right, I went over to here, got onto the site. There it is right there. Now, see, we're using their site. We're going to use their site. Now, what I'm going to show you right now is from their site. And not only is it from their site, you can see that in the address bar right here, it says cdc.gov, right? It says cdc.gov. Vac safety, ensuring safety, monitoring VAERS index. It says we are on their site. You can see that right there, right? So no one can come and say that this is fake news, false news. We're on their site. This is their information, their site. 24/7 CDC is what it says, right? This is their site, Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, VAERS. This is theirs, not our. We're not doing this, okay? This is not anything that I'm doing at all. I'm showing you this is their site. So if this platform decides that it wants to say that this is fake news, I want you all to understand that this is the CDC site. This is not my site, or I'm looking at their site. This is public information they put up, okay? They put this up, okay? They put this up, okay? That's the first thing. We got to identify that they put this up. Here is how to use the system. It tells you to go to this location, press that button. You have to agree that what you're going to see is whatever, right? Then you go into here and you start choosing what it is you want to see, okay? And you go by that, okay? And you go all the way down to here, okay? And you start to see. So I did it a little bit differently. You can follow this, please follow that, right? But I wanted to see something else. So I got over here because I wanted to see what vac it was, who made it, how old the person was, what the event category was, whether or not they were hospitalized in the emergency room, was it just a doctor's visit, did they die? I want to see the year it was reported and how many cases had occurred here, okay? So 18 to 29 years from this manufacturer. From 2021, there are like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And so the total of this was, so 18 to 29, 30 to 39, this was just 2 people, right? So the total is 2 there, okay? This manufacturer, here's a 6-month-old, okay, had a reaction, okay? And we see that here it is, that there was that there was just a reaction is what they saw. It doesn't identify what it is. You can drill down and get as specific as you want to with these. I just wanted to see something really quickly because I want to talk about these search engines. You see, Start Page is supposed to be a search engine that keeps you anonymous when you're searching from Google. Okay, because Google tracks your searches. If you notice, you see these little things keep popping up down in the corner right here. I have a blocker on, and I block everything. Okay, so when I go over here to this page, and let's just say I'm going to restart it like this. Okay, so you see it's a tracker comes up. It's showing all the little things down here that's trying to track me. Adobe Audience, 4C, Google Analytics. These are all, and I got them all turned off. They're all turned off, so I'm not being tracked as much as I possibly can. I'm sure they got a back door that they can see my IP or whatever. I don't really care, but I don't want their marketing and malware trackers following me around like YouTube. So like Facebook. So like, here's a case in point. Check this out. Yesterday I'm looking for storage totes, okay? And I'm on the computer looking at storage totes, and I'm looking at Amazon, I'm looking at Walmart, I'm looking at Home Depot, I'm looking at Lowe's, okay? So check this out. I pick up the iPhone, and I pick up the iPhone, right? And because I'm using Start Page to identify all these places that have storage totes, right? I pick up the iPhone. I found one that I thought I wanted to go check out at a Walmart, right? But I looked at it online, and then I closed the app or closed the desktop and went on to something else, right? I pick up the iPhone, and I open up Start Page right here. First thing that popped up, I'm on the iPhone. This is nowhere. They're not even related. They're not even connected together. I pick up the iPhone, and I get Start Page up, and the first thing that popped up was the Walmart storage tote, and I'm like, how you even know on the phone? How do you even know? I was looking at it on the computer. I mean, so even with my best intentions of not being tracked, it still came up on the phone because they follow you around. That's how they market what you're doing. You know, I pulled into a Home Depot parking lot just to park and open up the laptop and see what my next job was. And when I pulled off, I'm before I got a chance to pull up the map so I can the GPS to find my way there, thing came on the screen and said, "How'd you like Home Depot? How was Home Depot?" And I'm like, I never went to Home Depot. And I thought, well, I did park in the parking lot, but you're following me for real? Yes. So we do our best not to be tracked, but you know they still lurk in the darkness behind us, so they can see what they want to see. All right. So over here, I'm just looking at what is what, and so here we have emergency room visits behind this manufacturer, and you see what the VAC is. I'm looking at specifically at that VAC. I'm not looking at any other VAC. I'm looking at that one, right? We got emergency room visits, office visits, and then here we have an 18 to 29-year-old from this manufacturer. That one says death. Okay, how many? 2. At 18 to 29-year-old, so that's a very young person that died from this. Okay, I don't remember hearing about that in the news. Here's another one, 18 to 29. This is life-threatening in 2020 and in 2021. So in 2020 there was only 4 of them, but in 2021, 18 to 29 years old, there was 34 of them life-threatening. Okay. At 18, 29-year-old, here's in 2021, there was a permanent disability, y'all. 21 of them. Okay? Here's a congenital anomaly. A congenital anomaly is a birth defect. Congenital anomaly. So, I want to do something here, okay? And for this, we'll use Start Page. Let's just see what Start Page says a congenital anomaly is. Okay? Now see, it went straight through. It didn't tell me that we got too many searches from you this time. We want to know. No, it told me straight up. Here's the World Health Organization talking about a congenital anomaly. Now from looking at this thing right here, that child has Down syndrome. That kid has Down syndrome. It's a birth defect. A birth defect, also known as a congenital disorder. Why congenital? Because it takes genitals to create one of them. It takes his genitals and her genitals, and then this baby got to come through the genitalia in order to get into the world. And so it's a birth defect. Okay? This is something that occurs prior or during and after birth. It's a birth defect. Okay, so here we have that. How many we got? We got 3. Okay, this was in 2021. We have some more that's hospitalized. We have some existing hospitalization that was prolonged because, and there's a couple of them, right? So here's some emergency room visits from this manufacturer on that 18. Look at this, 18 to 29 years old. That's a huge list right there, you guys, right? So we had a bunch of office visits, 250 of those. A bunch of emergency room visits, 238. So I want to go down here, and now we're starting to get into some deaths. From 30 to 39 years old in 2021, there were 5 from this particular situation. 30 to 39, life-threatening. There's 56 of them, right? They got a total of 59 between those 2 years, 2020 and 2021. Here's some permanent disability, 28 of them. Here's some congenital anomalies, some birth defects, 3 from this is obviously from a woman who had a child in 2021 and had gotten the jab. Here's some hospitalizations. Here's some more emergency room visits. Here's some more deaths. Now, at 40 to 49 years old, one thing I noticed that as the ages go up, the more deaths I'm starting to see. So here's some deaths, 13 of them between 2021 and 2020 from that manufacturer on that particular VAC. So for this 10-year period, we had 3 deaths. Some life-threatening issues, 76. Some permanent disabilities, 39. We had 181 hospitalizations for this age group. We had some prolonged hospitalization, just one or so. We had a bunch of emergency room visits. For this age group, about 401 total. Office visits, about 354. Well, no, actually about 454 for those 2 years. We're only looking at those 2 years. And then we get into the 50 to 59-year-old range, okay? And we start to see that there's 38 of these that passed from that particular from that manufacturer. We had a bunch of life threatenings, 73 of them. We had 50 permanent disabilities, and we had 3 congenital anomalies, right? So don't think that because you're in your 50s you can't have babies. There's still my grandmother and my great grandmother were pregnant about the same time. How do I say that? Well, because my mother and her uncle are the same age. Just a few years apart. So great granny was still getting her groove on. You know, it was like, you know, in the days, if we bruise, you know, we could pop them out. I mean, come on now. Look how old Sarah was. Look how old Abraham was. Now, you know, times have not changed all that much. We still have very, very virile and potent people, you know, even as we start to come up in age. And 50 and 59 is not old. Okay, it isn't. Hospitalized 213, emergency rooms 341 as we go down. Let's see, do we have any more deaths? No. And then we move down here and we see that in the 60 to 64 year, now that's just a 4-year range. Okay, in 2021 we had 43 deaths of those between 60 and 64 years old. Okay, we had 31 permanent disabilities. We had 31 life threatenings and 18 permanent disabilities. Okay, it was 98 hospitalizations in this age group. Do I see any more deaths? No, there was 138 office visits in the 65 years plus. Now we're going 65 and up. Death 562 in 2021. Now the thing that I didn't do was break this down by a demographic, as in whether it's a Euro Gentile or Asian or, you know, one of us or somebody. I didn't do that. You can, but I didn't break that down this way. I just wanted to look at numbers to show you that this is the type of stuff that is not being spoken about in mainstream media. Now you can break down the demographics as deep as you want to. You can even break it down to what the actual thing was, like difficulty breathing, heart palpitations, lungs I mean, you can go that deep. They'll start to tell you what the adverse reaction was. I didn't go there. This thing is very detailed. You can go in there because it goes and it will tell you what the reaction was. The reaction was a grand mal seizure. You know, a grand mal seizure will kill you. That's what Tina Marie died of. Okay, that's when your brain seizes and it locks and you die. You can die from that. You know, it's like a grand mal seizure is like a major stroke. Okay, I had a stroke in 2011, and I can tell you what it feels like in the head. It doesn't feel good. But when you have a grand mal seizure, you've ever seen the person having an epileptic seizure or whatever, you have a grand mal seizure, those will kill you. That's what Tina Marie died of. Okay, and when you have a stroke, it's very similar. Okay. The end result on the other side, when it was over with for me, it felt like the worst hangover I had ever had. The pain that was in the front of my head right here, and the pounding that was going on in here, the pain behind the eyes, the nausea, it's like the worst hangover you've ever had if you ever have a stroke. So eat right is all I can say to you, and I do. So we're not going to stay in here much longer. I just wanted to come in here and talk to you about this, and be careful of the search engines that you use and how you use them, because they really don't have your best interest at heart, and no, they don't. So family, I'm going to move on down the road because I got some shekels to go get and some work to do today. So also, the time has changed. If you have not changed your clocks, remember to move your clocks, because we sprung forward. So I was looking around and my clock went off at 5 a.m. and I'm looking up and I'm thinking, okay, so in an hour the sun's going to be up 6 o'clock. I'm normally, ready for the sun to be out at 6 a.m. Excuse me, 6 a.m. And I open the curtains, and it's still dark outside. I'm like, wait a minute. So I go look at the clock that's on the stove, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Because I don't follow this stuff, man. I don't follow this stuff. I get up and I live my life day to day, and that's how I'm trying to go at it. So I want to say to you that it's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. It truly is always a pleasure hanging out with you, and just remember that stay safe, love one another, and try to remember to bless somebody as much as you can today. Be a blessing. Don't be a menace. Be a blessing as much as you can to somebody today. Your brothers and sisters need you. These are the times when we need to pull together the most, because things are getting crazy out here in the world. Matthew 24, Mark 13, and Luke 21 are coming to fruition right before our eyes. Pretty soon we'll start to see them trying to deliver us up in front of the synagogues and the preachers and the pastors. There was something that I was going to show you, but I don't have the time to do that. I got to get down the road. But we'll do that next time, maybe when I come in today. Certainly, my soul day is coming up, because we don't do that other kind of day. My soul day is coming up, and I'm taking that day out to not do anything but just sit back and thank the Most High for his precious gift of allowing me to be able to come into this world on that particular day so many years ago. So family, I'm going to bid you shalom. I want you to have a great day as best you can. And remember, just remember, family, keep your head down and your hands up, because men are always to pray. And we should be praying always, because the days are becoming more and more wicked. Keep praying, family. Just keep praying, and it's all going to be all right.
I'm just over broke.